To be honest, I don't actually think that is the case. I think that's a very small minority of people that are criticising us. The facts are out there. We were dining very close to the children and we were checking on them very, very regularly. You know, we are very responsible parents and we love our children so much, and I think it's only a very few people.
17 years later, Madeline's parents finally break silence. Shocks the world. In 2007, 3-year-old Madeline vanished from a resort in Portugal, sparking one of the largest missing person investigations ever. Now, after 17 years of unanswered questions, new developments are grabbing everyone's attention. Tucker Carlson's major announcement and surprising updates from the McCann family might finally uncover the truth. What's really happening and why is everyone talking about it? Let's find out. The story begins on a sad evening in Praia da Luz, Portugal, when the McCann family's vacation took a terrible turn. Kate and Jerry McCann came back from dinner to find their 3-year-old daughter Madeline missing, while her twin siblings slept nearby. What started as a local police search quickly became a worldwide manhunt. The early investigation had many problems, including the police wrongly focusing on the parents as suspects, which may have delayed finding important clues. The media attention helped keep Madeline's case in the spotlight, but also led to false leads that made solving the case even harder.
Jerry, I mean, look, difficult question, but obviously the resort you were in had lots of nanny facilities and they weren't that expensive to use, and you both were professionals earning money. Another criticism that's put to you is, why didn't you just pay to have a nanny if you wanted to go out for dinner?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a question of money. We did what we thought was best in the kids' routines, and I think as parents we had a very good routine in terms of their whole bath, bed, story type thing. And I take your point, but for me, you know, if your children are asleep upstairs in a bedroom and you're dining in the garden, you're out of sight and you can't hear them.
Since Madeline's disappearance, technology has changed how missing person cases are solved in amazing ways. Back in 2007, investigators used basic tools like witness statements, physical evidence, and simple DNA tests. Today, they have advanced tools like facial recognition that can scan thousands of images in seconds, better DNA testing that works with old samples, and digital forensics to follow electronic clues. These new methods have already helped solve other old cases, like the Golden State Killer case, which was cracked after decades using genetic genealogy.
Like that, and it's not your home and it's not really secure.
Again, I mean, I think it's back to the safety issue. We did not perceive an element of threat, and child abduction is so rare. Why would you ever have thought that someone was going to get into an apartment and steal your child? It just didn't enter our head. If it had, it wouldn't have happened.
The psychological implications of potentially finding Madeline after 17 years present complex challenges that would require careful handling. For someone who disappeared at age 3 and may have lived under a different identity for most of their life, learning their true identity would be profoundly disorienting. The process of reconciling two different lives, the one lived and the one that might have been, could trigger severe psychological crises. Experts in trauma and identity development suggest that such revelations can fundamentally shake a person's sense of self, requiring extensive professional support and guidance. The McCanns would face their own psychological challenges, having to reconcile their memories of a 3-year-old with the reality of a young adult who has grown up entirely separate from them. But wait, there is more. The McCann case showed both the good and bad sides of how countries work together on big investigations. Police from different countries joined the search, but their different rules and systems often caused confusion and delays. Still, these challenges helped create better ways to handle international missing person cases, like improved information sharing and clearer procedures. If Madeline has truly been found, it could lead to even more changes and help improve how such cases are solved in the future.
Like that, and it's not your home and it's not really secure.
Again, I mean, I think it's back to the safety issue. We did not perceive an element of threat, and child abduction is so rare. Why would you ever have thought that someone was going to get into an apartment and steal your child? It just didn't enter our head. If it had, it wouldn't have happened.
We've been through all these questions day in, day out. Yeah. Why, how, why? And I can only, say to myself, well, Kate, you felt really safe, and I know how much I love my children, and there's no way I'd have taken a risk.
Media coverage of the McCann case has played a pivotal yet controversial role throughout the investigation. While extensive coverage kept Madeline's story alive and generated countless leads, it also created significant challenges for both investigators and the family. Early media speculation about the parents' involvement caused immense personal trauma while potentially hampering the investigation. The pressure of constant public scrutiny affected witness reliability and created a flood of false leads that drained investigative resources. Now, with Tucker Carlson's recent announcement about a potential breakthrough, the media faces new challenges in balancing public interest with responsible journalism and respect for privacy. If Madeline is found, legal questions could be tricky since the case involves different countries like Portugal, the UK, and possibly others. Each country has its own rules about who can handle the case and how long someone can be charged after a crime. Keeping evidence safe for such a long time adds to the challenge. This case might lead to new rules for handling international missing person cases, like how evidence is shared and how countries work together. Any trial for the people responsible would need to carefully deal with these legal differences to make sure justice is done. The societal impact of the McCann case extends far beyond its immediate circumstances, influencing child safety measures worldwide. The case prompted many holiday resorts to revise their security protocols, led to enhanced missing person response procedures, and increased public awareness about child trafficking risks. Hotels and tourist destinations implemented new safety measures, and many countries reviewed their protocols for handling missing child cases. The possibility of finding Madeline alive after so many years challenges common assumptions about long-term missing person cases and could encourage renewed investigation of other cold cases. This case has also sparked important discussions about the balance between public interest and private grief, media responsibility in sensitive cases, and the importance of maintaining hope in seemingly hopeless situations.
She was just really good company, you know, she's like my little friend sort of all the time.
Reuniting someone who has been missing for 17 years would be very complicated. Along with the emotional and mental challenges, there would be practical issues like updating identity documents, figuring out their legal status, and dealing with any criminal cases. They would need lots of support, like counseling, long-term mental health care, and maybe even witness protection. Solving these challenges could help create better plans for future cases. It also raises big questions. How does a person balance the life they've built with the past they've just reconnected with? This case could have a big impact on how missing person cases are handled in the future. Solving it might show the importance of never giving up and using new technology to solve cold cases. It could lead to better ways for countries to work together, more support for families of missing people, and improved media rules for sensitive cases. It might also push for more funding for cold case investigations and better international databases to help find missing persons faster.
A couple of years since I've seen her, but for someone so young, I just thought she was quite amazing.
And you know it. Clap your hands.
And it's obviously quite hard thinking about it, sorry.
Since Madeline's disappearance, technology in forensic science has improved in amazing ways. Back then, DNA testing was basic, facial recognition was just starting, and sharing information between countries was slow. Now, investigators can analyze tiny evidence, track digital footprints, and process huge amounts of data in seconds. These tools might help identify the woman mentioned in Tucker Carlson's report and show how technology can solve old cases. Success could lead to more funding for these tools and help solve other missing person cases. The McCann case also changed how countries work together on investigations. Early problems between Portuguese and British authorities, like language issues and different rules, made things harder. But these challenges led to better ways for countries to share information, collect evidence, and work as a team. New systems for faster communication and translation services now help with cross-border cases. The McCann family has faced immense emotional struggles for nearly 2 decades, holding on to hope while enduring heartbreak. The public's ongoing interest in the case reflects fears about child safety and family vulnerability. If Madeline has been found, new challenges will arise as the family navigates rebuilding their bond. Experts say reconnecting after such a long time requires care, as they balance memories with the reality of lost years and form new relationships.
Before that, anyone considers us suspects in this, and the Portuguese police certainly don't. And without getting into too much detail about the circumstances, we were with a large group of people, and you know, there is absolutely no way Kate and I are involved in this abduction.
The case also raises concerns about privacy and public interest. While people are naturally curious, it's important to protect the privacy of everyone involved, especially if Madeline has been found. The media must shift from chasing headlines to reporting responsibly and respecting personal boundaries. This could set new standards for covering sensitive stories and shape how future cases are handled in the public eye. The potential resolution of this case could have far-reaching implications for how missing person investigations are conducted worldwide. It might demonstrate the importance of maintaining active investigations even in cold cases, the value of incorporating new technologies as they become available, and the benefits of international cooperation. Success in this case could lead to increased funding for cold case units, greater investment in forensic technologies, and improved support services for families of missing persons. The experience gained could help develop better protocols for handling similar cases, potentially leading to more successful outcomes in other long-term missing person investigations. Since Madeline's disappearance in 2007, social media has played a much bigger role in missing person cases. Back then, Facebook and Twitter were new, and social media had little impact on investigations. Today, these platforms help share information, generate leads, and keep the case in the public eye. But they've also spread misinformation and conspiracy theories, which complicates things. Recent updates from Tucker Carlson quickly spread online, showing both the power and dangers of fast global communication in sensitive cases. The McCann case has also changed how the world thinks about child safety. Many countries have improved their response to missing children, added better border controls, and set up faster ways to share information. Hotels and resorts have updated their security, and awareness about child safety has grown. These changes are part of Madeline's lasting legacy and may help prevent similar incidents in the future. As the McCann case moves toward a possible resolution, it's important to learn from it to improve future investigations of missing persons. This means better cooperation between countries, using new technology for investigations, and creating stronger support systems for families. The McCann case has already changed how missing persons are handled, and its final resolution could provide even more valuable lessons for law enforcement, social services, and support groups around the world. At its heart, this case is about a family's deep pain and their never-ending hope to be reunited. If Madeline has truly been found, her story could bring hope to other families still waiting for answers. But it also highlights the tough challenges families face when coming back together after such a long and painful separation. This case shows the strength of the human spirit and the importance of holding on to hope, even when things seem impossible. Bruce Lee's impact on martial arts and cinema created a legacy that continues to fascinate people decades after his passing. His remarkable abilities weren't just movie magic, they were the result of intense dedication, innovative training methods, and natural talent that set him apart from other martial artists of his time. One of Lee's most impressive physical achievements was his incredible hand speed. In rare video footage, Lee demonstrated punching abilities that were almost too fast for the human eye to track. His legendary one-inch punch became particularly famous after he demonstrated it at a karate tournament. During this event, Lee faced an opponent who had experienced the power of this technique firsthand. The first demonstration involved a black belt karate master. Lee, standing just 1 inch away, delivered a punch that sent his opponent flying backward into his chair. More impressively, Lee then demonstrated the technique from 6 inches away on a young man in ordinary clothes, launching him approximately 6 meters across the room. These demonstrations helped establish Lee's reputation for having the fastest recorded punch in history with a speed of 1/1500th of a second. Lee developed this remarkable technique during his early training years. At age 13, while studying Wing Chun under Ip Man in Hong Kong, he began learning the foundations of what would become his signature move. However, many skeptics dismissed these demonstrations as choreographed performances rather than genuine displays of martial arts prowess. But wait, there is more. Surviving footage shows Lee's actual fighting abilities in action. A particularly revealing video captures Lee sparring with his student Ted Wong. Both men wore black protective gear during this intense training session. Lee's patient fighting style was phenomenal as he waits for Wong to initiate attacks. When Wong strikes, Lee demonstrates his superior timing and precision, effectively countering each move and retaliating with controlled yet powerful techniques.
Okay. Can you follow?
Lee perfectly times a counterpunch to Wong's face, following it with a smooth judo throw. When Wong attempts a spinning kick after getting back up, Lee easily evades and counters the attack. It reveals an important aspect of Lee's fighting philosophy, his incorporation of grappling techniques into his martial arts style. Larry Harrell, one of Lee's original students known for his grappling expertise, later revealed that Lee's martial arts system, Jeet Kune Do, included 33 distinct grappling techniques. This comprehensive approach to fighting showed Lee's commitment to developing a well-rounded martial arts system. Lee's journey in martial arts included training with other notable figures in the field. He formed particularly significant relationships with Bob Wall and Chuck Norris. His connection with Wall began at a 1963 Kung Fu demonstration in Los Angeles. Their relationship developed over the years, leading to their memorable fight scene in Enter the Dragon.
So you want to see how good you are? Then you must be tired of living.
Well, we fight alone or all together?
It'll just take me to show you.
Behind-the-scenes clips show Lee and Wall getting ready for their movie scenes. It's clear they really respect each other. Even though their fights in the movie look intense, their practice sessions show they work together like true pros to make the martial arts look real and amazing. Lee's relationship with Chuck Norris was equally significant, though less documented on film. While few videos exist of their training together, photographs capture their sparring sessions, including images of Norris's high kicks nearly connecting with Lee's head. Their most famous collaboration occurred in The Way of the Dragon, featuring a fight scene that concluded with Lee's character defeating Norris's with a guillotine choke. Norris later spoke about his experience working with Lee, expressing deep admiration for his abilities. In interviews, he emphasized Lee's exceptional athleticism and dedication to physical conditioning, considering it an honor to have fought him, even in a choreographed. The fight sequence between Lee and Wall in Enter the Dragon provided another showcase for Lee's abilities. The scene demonstrated Lee's Jeet Kune Do principles in action, as his character systematically dismantled Wall's more traditional karate-based approach. This sequence particularly highlighted the effectiveness of Lee's fighting philosophy against conventional martial arts styles. Lee's extraordinary capabilities resulted from an incredibly demanding training regimen. A surviving training journal from 1965 details his comprehensive workout routine, which included various strength and muscle-building exercises he performed daily. This document provides insight into the systematic approach Lee took to developing his physical abilities. Chuck Norris offered additional perspectives on Lee's training methods, describing their shared dedication to preparation for film roles. Their routines included extensive bag work, focusing on punching and kicking techniques, along with fundamental exercises like push-ups and sit-ups. Lee's approach to training centered on developing 4 key attributes: speed, strength, flexibility, and endurance. Lee's training philosophy went beyond traditional methods. He constantly experimented with different approaches, allowing him to develop innovative techniques that combined elements from various martial arts styles. This experimentation formed the foundation of Jeet Kune Do, his personal martial arts philosophy that emphasized practicality and efficiency over rigid traditional forms. His workouts were notably intense and diverse. Lee believed in pushing physical boundaries to achieve maximum results. His training encompassed weight training, cardiovascular conditioning, flexibility work, and endless repetition of techniques to achieve mastery. This comprehensive approach to physical development helped him achieve his remarkable speed and power. More than just a collection of techniques, Lee's training philosophy reflected his broader approach to martial arts and life. He emphasized the importance of adaptability and personal growth, constantly refining his methods based on what proved most effective. This innovative mindset set him apart from many traditional martial artists of his era who strictly adhered to established systems. Looking at Lee's legacy today, we can appreciate how his dedication to martial arts transcended mere physical technique. His approach to training, fighting philosophy, and constant drive for improvement created a new paradigm in martial arts. The rare footage and documentation of his abilities serve as evidence of what dedicated training and innovative thinking can achieve. Lee's influence extends beyond his physical achievements. His willingness to challenge traditional martial arts concepts and develop new approaches paved the way for modern mixed martial arts. His emphasis on practical application over rigid form continues to influence martial artists and trainers today. The combination of Lee's physical capabilities, innovative training methods, and philosophical approach to martial arts created something truly unique. Through his example, he showed that martial arts excellence requires more than just physical practice. It demands intellectual engagement, constant experimentation, and the courage to break from tradition when necessary. Today, martial artists continue to study Lee's methods and philosophy, finding new insights in his approach to training and fighting. His legacy reminds us that true mastery in any field requires dedication, innovation, and the willingness to forge new paths rather than simply following established ones. Bruce Lee's extraordinary journey in martial arts shows what humans can achieve through dedicated training and innovative thinking. His rare moments of documented ability, combined with his comprehensive approach to martial arts development, continue to inspire new generations of martial artists and fitness enthusiasts who seek to push their own boundaries of physical and mental achievement. If you like the video, share your thought in comment section E and subscribe the channel for more updates.
In the world of martial arts, few names carry as much weight as Bruce Lee. But beneath the surface of his legendary status lies a shocking truth about the extreme methods that forged his extraordinary abilities. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the dangerous and revolutionary training techniques that made Bruce Lee a legend. At just 135 pounds, Bruce Lee possessed strength that seemed to defy physics. His power-to-weight ratio was extraordinary, leading many to question how someone so lean could generate such explosive force. The answer lies in training methods so intense that they would make modern fitness experts nervous. Historical clips of Lee training.
I said, empty your